Rise to offer amendment number 282.
The clerk will designate the amendment.
Amendment number 13, printed in Part A of House Report number 113-460, offered by Mr. Heck of Washington.
Pursuant to House Resolution 590, the gentleman from Washington, Mr. Heck, and a member opposed, each will control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Washington.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As a member of Congress for the brand new 10th Congressional District in Washington State, I have the privilege to represent Joint Base Lewis-McChord, which is the largest joint operating base in America. In the vicinity of Joint Base Lewis-McChord is Interstate 5, the most heavily traveled north-south freight corridor in our state. Nearly 80% of the traffic to and from JBLM relies on that interstate freeway. Local travelers in neighboring cities have absolutely no other option except to use I-5 as an arterial. And when incident occurs, trust me, they can accumulate for hours to recover. Now, around the country, military installations like JBLM are still adapting to base realignment and short-term growth caused by troops passing through before being deployed. Installation growth has had a significant effect on regional transportation, particularly when an installation is located in or near an urban area. Even acknowledging the potential for drawdowns on military bases, those reductions would not nearly come close to alleviating the problem, not nearly. Surrounding roads play an important role in preserving military readiness. Our armed forces need to instantly deploy, and we need functional roads in order to do that. If military personnel are caught in a jam and nobody moves, efficiency goes out the window. The domino effect of delays due to congestion then therefore literally impairs our national security. And this leaves not only military activities on bases stranded, but also commerce in the congested area. And when we don't have a reliable roadway, economic activity halts. Goods don't move, companies can't make money, and it's a cascading inaction which affects our productivity and balance sheets, and it puts a strain on business owners. To be clear, the military is not to blame for this. Bases have come up with innovative approaches to ease the pain, but the problem remains severe and unavoidable without more investment. It is a Band-Aid over a wound that needs stitches. The only existing DoD program that provides funding for public highway improvements is the Defense Access Roads Program. However, the DAR program is limited by outdated and restrictive eligibility criteria and was designed when bases were only expected to be located in relatively underdeveloped areas, which is clearly no longer the case. DAR needs to be replaced with a separate DoD program to fund the transit services necessary to meet the military needs. I know being stuck in traffic is not something unknown to most Americans. We are all too familiar with the horrible feeling of approaching an unexpected slow crawl on the road. But when this affects our military's ability to get to base, do the job, and be ready for anything, that is when we can't just sit and wait for it to get better. We can and should do more. Mr. Chairman, I plan to withdraw my amendment, but I will soon introduce a bill that embodies its concept entitled the COMMUTE Act, and it will address these issues. And I hope beyond hope that I can look forward to working with the members and my colleagues on the Armed Services Committee on this plan to meet this very important need. I yield to my dear friend, the gentleman from Washington State.
The gentleman from Washington is recognized.
I just want to quickly agree with Congressman Heck. I used to represent Joint Base Lewis-McChord. It is the worst traffic in the state of Washington. The base more than doubled over the course of 7-8 years. It is a significant quality of life issue for our men and women and their families who are serving on Joint Base Lewis-McChord, and I'm sure this is a situation that is repeated around many bases across the country. So I strongly support his efforts to try and deal with this. This is something that directly impacts our troops and their families. I thank him for his effort.
Recovering.
Will the gentleman yield? The gentleman from Washington is recognized.